So the impeachment trial that was taking place in the Senate this week, Democrats did a great job. Donald Trump's lawyers were hilariously incompetent. But the real story was the fact that most Republicans in that chamber, or at least some, I don't know if it was most, but at least some just didn't give a crap about what was happening. Republican Senator Rick Scott stunning a map of Southeast Asia for some reason. Rand Paul doodling a picture of the Capitol. Josh Hawley chilling with his feet up, just, yep, I don't care. And then, of course, there's Ted Cruz, who, in addition to, by the way, having a strategy meeting with Trump's lawyers during the week, so that should automatically disqualify him from even being a juror. But he was also on Twitter at one point mad about breast milk. I wish I was making this up, right? I wish Ted Cruz wasn't such a weird, sick little character and that I didn't have to talk to him. But this story definitely needs to be discussed. And here's what happened. Ted Cruz quote tweeted a tweet from the Washington Examiner. Here's the tweet from the Washington Examiner, a right-wing rag. Said, in an effort to be trans-friendly, a hospital is advising nurses to no longer use words such as breastfeeding and breast milk. Human milk and chest milk are the more acceptable terms for midwives to use. And then it links to their stupid story. Now, it did not say that these words were banned. It just said, hey, there's being told, allegedly, to use these words instead. And again, this is Washington Examiner, not exactly, the beacon of honesty, so take the story with a grain of salt. But Ted Cruz, always looking for a way to enrage his base and shift attention away to an idiotic issue, retweeted it saying the following. He said, Orwellian, the words breast milk are now forbidden because science. Dude, I know everybody likes to throw around the term Orwellian, but Ted, I got to tell you, that's not what it is. No, that's not what it is at all. Not even a little bit. And you're the one who actually earlier in the week was scolding reporters because they hadn't properly read Shakespeare, but you're the one who hasn't properly read Orwell. And Orwell's a hell of a lot easier to read than Shakespeare is. What he's doing, aside from being truly creepy for a guy that has, retweeted porn images in the past, is Ted Cruz, again, is just trying to divert attention. Look away from this impeachment trial and all the damning video evidence coming out. And look, we can't even say breast milk anymore. How are we going to function as human beings? Why does it even matter to you? Why does it matter to anybody other than the people who are out there breastfeeding, right? If you're not currently breastfeeding, who cares? Ted Cruz, you're a dude living in Texas, so why should you care what a hospital somewhere else in the country is telling people they should do or should say? It doesn't affect you at all, but what you're trying to do is reignite more culture war crap to get your low information base all drummed up and mad about something else. That's what Republicans do. When they have nothing of substance to talk about, they go back to this culture war crap because their base eats it up. They think their way of life is under attack because, oh gee, we have to treat people as equals. And to people like Ted Cruz, that is just disgusting. No room for that here in his United States, no siree. So even though he was supposed to be paying attention to the impeachment trial that he has to vote on, instead, Ted Cruz's mind was squarely on that breast milk.